Hello. Welcome. In fact, all of you is welcome. Welcome to the point of no return. Some say it is for mad men only. Mad women are welcome too. It begins here, at the tip of the spear. More aptly, your spear, for it was you all along. Thus, it is for your eyes only. No two interpretations are ever alike. It is the quandary of consciousness, the burden and gift endowed in us all. Alas, we find ourselves in this moment, together, an invitation into the spectrum of individuation across to interbeing. Join me, for though our paths are different, they are one and the same. Saunter a moment with me, won't you? Because life is a real slog sometimes. The irony, suffering, all of it going to hell. We are human and deeply imperfect. We wax and wane. We laugh. We cry, tears of joy and sadness to no end nor avail. From our darkness, light is born. We, thrust into chaotic order built upon millennia, arrive here, now, as if the entire universe conspired in this very moment. Everything coming to a head. All the injustices, crimes, and wounds of the world right within reach. A headline away and painful, ever-present proxy to our psyche. Marred in the rude awakening of technological union, we enter into the social reality of collective consciousness. A dialogue all too often predicated on protest and projection. Devoid of a listening ear, lost in a sea of group identity. Transcendence of self, our morphic resonance, relies implicitly on the individual. It is a sobering and stark realization to the fears of facing our shadows, wholly and uniquely our own responsibility, rooted in the perpetual evolutionary practice of self-care. For we are the children of a higher order, the sons and daughters of divinity and potential. Herein, we enter the realm and aura of empathy. What is it like to be you? In a word, hard. It's hard to be you. Born into a situation, we are reminded of the deepest human affirmation, that everyone is doing their very best, and that if I were in your shoes, I'd have done it too. Even that abhorrent behavior of the worst of us, the deep wounds of inadequate morality, that shadow play that spawns projection, that corner where no light dare enter, where luminescent pains know no shimmer. The wounded soul knows not of its plight, and so drifts out of sight. If we so choose to look, judgment erodes in front of thy very eyes. The us versus them mantra is no match for a closed loop. In this space, we speak our truths and enter into collective union. If you listen closely, you can hear what's not being said. And so I write, knowing nothing of your hardships, only of my own. Their intimations awakening me to a higher order. Because once you know, you cannot go back. To see thyself, mirrored in reflection, one-on-one, we become absent to a society pillaged in comparison, the metropolis of other, of separation. Instead, we sense the phoenix rising within. It travels through our murky depths. Its resilience is that of thy own volition, to your own keeping, and to your own nurturance. Lest we turn a blind eye into our own abyss, for it has brought you here, to listen to the pangs of rebirth known only to you, for it is of a wholeness, of a world dying to be born anew. We can find it together, I know so, for there is only one path. One person's work is that of another. One person's work is that of another. And so the world turns. Dawn greets our horizons, awoken to abundant land and to civilization. A more perfect union in our hands, yet the forests are ablaze in the distance, smoldering in contempt, neural pathways charred. Hollow liberties ring awash in a collective identity that serves no one, for strength in numbers cannot add up to one. For us all, it is to bear the heaviest burden known to man, the unique responsibility to thyself, to reinvigorate the divinity of individuation as our collective healing agent. It is no small task. Nowadays, I take flight through the shimmering violet veils of twilight, the spectrum of color, the delicate greens, a fleeting omen to the resonance of a day divine, silhouettes of trees, sentinels alive with rustling leaves, nature's rapture, songs on the beaks of brethren higher still, Father Sky and Mother Earth, a polarity that meet in thy middle, the crossroads of consciousness. For the sun doth thou set and soar upon us all. These premonitions lurk within you and I, all of our golden shadow, our work. Herein, a spark to ignite that light divine. For what was once lost is now known, and what is sought will be found. Only to thee who seek the indelible mark of self-care, the age-old reflective practice of individuation and interbeing, to transcend the collective neurosis of the day's chatter, a willed immersion out into thy cradle of nature. Such an arborous path beckons to be wholly understood, to be pursued. It is a moral obligation to our sovereign self, the nobility of right livelihood, to self-care, family, and to community. Into the depths of reverie and soul, now bound together, we are past the point of no return. Welcome.